Hello, good afternoon. As Tim said, the staple. So without any further ado, I will just say, if anybody hasn't picked this out of their wonderful, for those cricket lovers, this wonderful piece of promotional artwork that we've got from Nick. This is excellent. But this, I'd like to draw your attention to this. So please do fill this in, or if you're really up on things, then use the QR code as Tim indicated before. Should I turn that? Does that work? Can you hear it at the back? Why do I like this? Because it's statistics, it's feedback, and so part of my role on the executive committee is about gathering feedback, and so feedback and numbers and statistics. So this bit for the next few minutes will be on statistics, and Tim said to me, it's the 100th event, so can you make it something appropriate to it being the 100th event? So this is what I'm going to do. So 100 interesting facts about fiberboard packaging. And sorry to do this, Sean, but Tim's given me permission. It won't take me more than an hour and a half to do it, but please enjoy it. So what's the first interesting fact? I don't know if you get asked this at dinner parties, but Neil, how big is the global corrugated market? Do you get, no? Do you know? No, well, oddly enough. So it's, and for those that are clearly able to take in these numbers, it's, as you can see, 155 million tons. Now, most of you will have got that, but just to make it a little bit easier for it, 246 billion square meters. So, for those that didn't get the tonnage one, really? Okay, 500 billion corrugated cases. Anybody relate to that one? Okay, so it's quite big, isn't it? And there's humour, however, this is available, this information is available, and Angelica is one of the members, obviously FEFCO members, ICA, and ICA have this available to members, so talk to people who know about this afterwards. But yes, I can see a reference to ICA. So so if you can't get your head around the world figures, what about Europe? How big's Europe? Well, for those cleverly minded, you can see 13.7 million tons indeed leads to just under 20% of the total global consumption of corrugated. So it's pretty big. And for those people that who relate to the 125 billion corrugated cases. So yeah, it's quite a size. So that's the corrugated market of Europe. And I thought, actually, wouldn't it be interesting, because we had John talk to us about cartons which can look after trees, as we know, and we can help to grow trees. I did ask him at the break time, is it possible to do it with corrugated cases? And he did assure us it is possible to be able to plant those trees into a corrugated case as well and put that into the ground. So, I think it's we've got a great opportunity. But cartons, what about the carton world? How big's the carton world? Well, there you go, 5.6 million tons, a lot smaller, high in value, and you can see 15.9% of the global consumption. So that's, again, there's something. We've got a person in the room here, I would say a colleague for Angelica. So actually Mike Turner, who's at the far end there. So ECMA, so European Carton Manufacturers Association. So this information is actually something that they collect, and if you become a member of ECMA, you can get this information. On a slightly serious note, one of the things that we discovered as a result of our market research was there is an upward trend occurring in the carton market, and the upward trend is to do with plastics, and actually it's been coming in the last couple of years. And if you're interested, have a look at that. Talk to Mike, he'll tell you about that. Plastics is starting to, and nothing to do with law or legislation, to do with consumer demand. And we've had a taste of it, and we'll have a very large taste of it a bit later on. The impact of consumer attitudes towards, and Andy was saying Blue Planet 2 has certainly had an impact. There's a change, and there's a change that is occurring with cartons. So those people who, cans of beer, 6 cans of beer, carry them in a high cone, the plastic carry handle? Mm. So that plastic carry handle is being replaced by a wraparound in carton board, significantly more expensive. but the machinery and equipment is available and large organisations are making changes. So actually there's a great opportunity for, and I'm addressing the converter members of sheep plants here, there is an opportunity that's occurring. It's occurring in the carton market. There's an opportunity to grab a hold of that. There's likely to be an opportunity in the corrugated industry, and we know of some already because I talked about that before. So there's an opportunity. Let's bring it more close to home. So for those people, 5.3 billion square metres, if I say off the corrugator, have I lost you? Have I lost you? Okay, because people will say, oh no, isn't it 4.9, 5.1? Dispatched, consumed by consumers is about 5.2, 5.1. But it's still about 13 billion cases, 9.4 of European consumption, and 1.6 of the world. How about that? You enjoying this? Yeah. Got another 96 more to go, so bear with us, bear with us. There you go. So, as Tim said, usually at this slot I try and talk a little bit about the things that are relevant for you. The bit that was always interesting for me was June 2016, and I've covered it up, but we doubled the output of corrugated in that month. Anybody know what happened in June 2016? The B word indeed, and our consumption has leapt, and it's leapt for the next 2 years. So we've had 3% growth year on year in the UK market, and it can be for a whole load of reasons, but actually that's been pretty good. So up till the end of December, pretty good in the UK. And at the same time, we were doing some market research. We have a multi-client report. We were just starting to hear some things about what was happening in Europe. Around about June of 18, things were not going quite so well in mainland Europe, and just seemed to be relatively more difficult market. What we're seeing in the UK, this year, actually that difficulty in the European market has continued. And although we've had a bumpy ride in the first 4 or 5 months in the UK, we've been generally okay. So we were plus, when I did this in June time, about plus 1.5%. So half of what we did the year before that, but still growing. However, you can see after the last few months, and you can see that June has been particularly bad in 2019 for us, and I'm saying this is the generic numbers. Individual people that I've been talking to, some have been saying it's been fantastic. In fact, anybody I speak to always says how fantastic it's been. However, the truth on a number of people, I think, have been saying, yeah, actually it's been pretty tough, and yeah, we've been seeing it's been fairly quiet. And I think that's been reflected in the last few months. Talked to the carton board industry, they said this year has been like a roller coaster, plus minus 10% in demand month on month. And that, I think we know that's linked to the B word, but he said it's been the most unpredictable year that they've ever known. Carton industry, corrugated industry, I think we're feeling some of that. So at the moment, we appear to be having quite a topsy-turvy year in the last few months, particularly so. And my prediction is we'll probably end up 0% overall. There's certain sectors that are doing very well, but overall, about 0%. Interesting facts relevant to this. I just thought I'd bring in a couple here. So in 1984, why 1984? I joined the corrugated industry then. There was 650 sheep plants then. Please do not draw any comparisons with this. In 2006, I joined the SPA as a member. Please do not draw any comparisons. And just in 2018, I became a member of the executive committee, and it was 220. Please. So what we have, 64 independent sheep plants represented by our converter members. So there's still some more, but obviously there's the groups, integrated groups, who are not included in that. So I think those are sort of interesting statistics of where we've got to with the industry over the last, 30 years. So just to end off on, market grown just about in the UK, and as I said, I think we may end up being about 0%. It's been positive. It has been a tough time, and the feedback I've had from a number of people who went to FEFCO last week was saying how it was evident that times were tough. But of course, times are tough. It gives you opportunity. More recycled paper available, and we know that there's extra sheet feeding available, capacity available. great opportunity for us in the purchasing of sheet and purchasing of paper market. And we knew that paper prices, as is indicated there, and the opportunity with plastics. I think it said, I know of a lot of European companies who've got hundreds of NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, on the desire to change over. Now that's major, large organisations. Our regional customers have this same pressure, and they're wanting our help. So the support and help that we can give, very important. So, and there's an example of a conversion that from EPS into corrugated, and that's the most obvious one that's happened. Could it be a bumpy ride, or could it absolutely be glorious? I'm ever the optimist. Thank you.